intro.
Greetings. This is Bodega Ben and
Nikki.
from the New York City punk rock band Bodega, and you're listening to Bothering the Band.
I'm so happy to have you here, Ben. I'm a huge fan of your band, and right when Bodega Bay was popping off was right when I was leaving New York. So it's a little bittersweet, but it all comes back around, and we're so happy to have you, man. How's it going?
That's going great. Where are you guys right now?
We're both in Florida, just different parts.
Okay.
Abby's Central Florida to the beach, and I'm South Florida in the suburbs.
Nice.
Yeah, man. And you're in Brooklyn?
Yeah, well, technically Queens now, but I could throw a rock to Brooklyn. I'm like right on the edge of Ridgewood and Bushwick.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we got some really dumb questions. You said Nikki's going to join us in a second,
Yeah.
but we're like so excited. We're like, fuck it. She's going to come in blind. She's going to have to figure it out, figure out the game. First icebreaker dumb question. How many cats is too many cats?
In what context?
You tell me.
I don't think there are too many cats. Me and Nikki are both cat people. We have two cats, Tati and Zuko, who actually grace a lot of the Bodega internet presence.
Yeah.
Nikki made a TikTok just to, keep up with what's going on. And I'll make these like intricate essay videos explaining the philosophy of the band, and they'll get like 3 clicks. But if we post a video of the cats dancing to a song, that's what people want to see apparently. So it's kind of depressing, but I get it. Cats are awesome.
Well, I'll tell you what. You said it's a photo. We'll use one of the photos of the cats in promo for this for this shit. Because you're not wrong. Anytime a dog comes like up on the pod, which happens a lot, and sometimes we'll use it. Like the dog becomes part of the conversation. So we're like, let's fucking throw the dog online, and then you're right. It just blows up.
What's funny is we were just on tour for about 5 weeks, and I didn't realize how much I missed them until when you're on Spotify, you can make a little canvas that'd be like a loop of 7 or 8 seconds to be kind of like the cover of the song when you're looking at it on your phone. For some of the songs in the new album, I just made pictures of our cats because I didn't know what else to put on there, and I was listening to those songs to try to brush up on the lyrics before one of the shows, and I saw the cats on there, and that was when I was like, oh my god, I miss those guys.
Oh, that's adorable that you missed them. That's cute. Also fascinating. I had no idea where those videos, those little loop videos behind the song came from. I just assumed they're AI or like big wig record execs being like, well, you need a video.
Like almost everything out there in the internet, it's all user generated. We're all in the content creation game. If you're a band, for better or worse, that seems to be where the world is shifting. As
Yeah, we're in we're in similar boats where it's very reluctant to do it. We like
I mean, I enjoy it because you can curate how you want your aesthetic to be presented. I was a little bit more negative about it, maybe like 5 years ago, but I've come to embrace it and realize it's not ideal because the giant tech companies have basically created the format and the frame that we all have to use. So in many ways, it still isn't free. We're still beholden to how they want to aggregate data and but at the same time, there is something nice. If I want to make an essay video, if I want to record a podcast, if I want to record a song or literally, if there's anything I want to publish, you can immediately do that. And that is incredible. So there are pros and cons, of course.
Yeah, no, that part is cool. There are parts of the internet we love. Funny cat videos. Send them to me. Send them to us all day long.
Mm-hmm.
However, it becomes a job unto itself. Like this pot, we both have very demanding day jobs, and this podcast is another job because we're cranking them out weekly. We don't have time for that shit.
Yeah.
We need to hire a
What's
gym and
your what do you guys do outside of the podcast? What's your work?
I'll let Abby go first.
I work in the financial section of hotels.
Okay, interesting. Do
Yeah.
you get free hotel stays at least?
I probably would. I have not taken advantage of that, but yeah, I probably would.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm a writer. I'm a copywriter by day,
Okay.
bunch of freelance shit.
Hmm.
I wrote all these dumb questions for you. So, speaking of, let's move on to the next one. Do you know the name of your local bodega person?
Well, there's so many. I mean, there's like 7 or 8 on each block. But it's kind of weird. The one that I go to the most, we're close, but we've never shared each other's name. I don't know. I kind That's a very New York thing. Like I don't.
So New York.
There's also a coffee shop literally connected to our building that I've been to at least 2,000 times, and though they make my coffee before I even say a word. When I just come through the door, I always get the same little black drip coffee, and that's what I like about New York. Like we can be intimate, but we don't need to do the chit chat thing. I'm always shocked when we're on tour and we're in the South, and you order a coffee, and then somebody's all of a sudden like telling you their life story. It's like, oh, we're doing this now. Yeah. But not in like a bad way. I love it, but yeah, I don't know. There's like an intimacy, but like an acknowledgement that like we all want to be in our own head in New York. So there's pros and cons to that as well.
Yeah. I personally want to ask that question because like I went to the same bodega for 10 years and it was the
Yeah.
same lady. Again, she knew we had a rapport. We talked about the same like things every day.
Mm,
No idea. There's no way she knew my name, and I had no idea what her name was.
yeah.
But like you said, it was a bond. It was a bond. Like we're good. We're good with this.
Yeah.
What about your mail carrier? Do you know your mail carrier's name?
No.
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 How often do you check your mail?
Not enough. I don't know. I feel like most everything is pretty digital now. Although I do get some mags, so it is kind of cool to.
Yeah, but like if it's like classic New York, do you got to walk through a vestibule where like the mailboxes are?
Yeah, there's one right
Every
around the corner.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to some music stuff. What music are you currently into at the moment?
I've been going through a big like old school hardcore and like kind of like crossover thrash kind of phase. Actually, Bodega has kind of I hesitate to call it a side project because it's not even a side project. It's just all the exact same members of Bodega have this thing that we call No Dega, where we play like old school, almost metally, but kind of like skate punk, hardcore, like really fast BPMs, like 200 BPM. And we actually made an EP of 8 No Dega tracks that's going to come out early next year. So I've been listening to a lot of that kind of stuff. On our last tour, we would drop that just like a little No Dega bomb in the middle of the set and just kind of fuck shit up, which was really fun.
Oh, that's cool. I'm trying to think of if there's any other play on Bodega we can make, which will then affect the music. Slow Dega is just like
Yeah, that could be
slow,
our slowcore.
slowcore. Feel free to call in, folks, if you have more. Uh, how do you feel about ska music?
I don't think about ska music too much, but I loved it when I was like 15. Of course, like I had some friends that had ska punk bands, and ska is kind of how I feel about a lot of music. It's really good for about 10 minutes, and then all right, it's time to move on. Maybe I don't
Yeah,
know. Do you like ska?
we love it.
Yeah.
We love it for what it is. Like I would go to a ska show, fucking like that. You would have a blast.
I think it's kind of nice because it's how like band kids could get a slot in a punk band locally, right?
Yeah,
Like in high
couple
school.
couple nerdy bandlanders just wailing on a trumpet.
Yeah, yeah. Here's Nikki, by the way.
Nikki, did you bring us all coffee?
I brought tomato and avocado sandwiches.
Ooh, that sounds very
Should we get
we're
together in the same frame?
yeah, you're good. I expanded the frame so I can see
Oh,
you
okay.
both. I minimized us. Nikki, how do you feel about ska music?
Never heard of it.
Well, guess what? You're gonna do a Bodega ska album. It's called Ska-dega.
I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't think we'd ever be doing a hardcore album, and yet here we are.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. That's fun. We were trying to think of other variations of that. You know,
Yeah,
Ska-dega. It's
Ska-dega.
perfect.
I like slow dega. That's pretty cool.
Slow dega, yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
slow that. That'd be like
Exactly.
shoegaze.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, guys, do you decorate for any holiday?
Yeah.
I
mean, right? I don't know. We throw up some Christmas lights and stuff like that.
Okay.
If I can get them from people to donate to me, I'll hang it up. But otherwise, I don't want to spend money on it.
Yeah.
I mean, Halloween's what, like tomorrow? I don't know when this is coming
I know
out.
that's
but-
actually why I'm late, because I just had
You're
the
trick or treating.
No. I was like, oh, we're actually going to be in New York for Halloween because we weren't supposed to. And I was like, okay, I have this idea of being Legolas. Like, you know, the Legolas, the elf, but like
Yeah.
his Lego version. So I
Yeah.
wanted to try to find some yellow face paint, but I didn't get it.
That character has come up like 3 times in the last month on this podcast. It's so weird.
The hobbits they've taken the hobbits to Isengard.
Yeah. Oh man. Yes, tomorrow is Halloween. This is live. We're dropping this live. No, I'm just kidding. You guys look a little festive though. Ben's rocking green. You know?
Well,
I just look like this shirt's either like I'm going to the rave and I have the blotters on my shirt, or it's kind of like Granny knitting a sweater. It's like pick or choose, somewhere in between.
yeah, we don't dress for a certain holiday. We just dress every day as if we're a holiday.
Do you guys do horror movies in October?
We try to, right?
I did my first one last night. I saw People Under the Stairs, the 90s Wes Craven movie. You ever seen that one?
Yeah. Probably far too young as well.
Yeah, it's a pretty wild movie, actually.
Yeah. We watched Death Becomes Her recently, which is
I don't know that one. What is that?
It's Meryl Streep, Bruce Willis, Goldie Hawn, where the 2 women are fighting over him and they die, but they take this potion so they can't die. I'm doing an injustice to the film. Abby, you want to jump in here?
I mean, I thought that was pretty good. They take a potion and become immortal and screw over Bruce Willis because at one point he was married to both of them. Not at the same time.
That would have been better.
Yeah, it would. It's one of those films that you're like, this is so weird. There's no way it would be made right now. It's weird. It's just weird.
It's very 80s. Just amazing.
So you'd recommend it?
High rec.
Okay.
High rec.
Does it have like the visual effects of like the handmade quality?
Yes.
Well, I'm. What is handmade? What does that mean?
You know, not all
like not CGI.
and.
Oh no, it's a little cheese, which adds to the charm of it. Yeah.
I wouldn't equate handmade to equaling cheese though.
CGI can be cheesy.
That's what I meant.
Can
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
CGI okay, I would equate CGI to cheesy.
Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on to something really important. Soap.
Soap.
Yeah. Okay. So, what kind of soap are you using for dishes?
The blue kind. I don't know. You're asking.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
These are not questions.
Well, you don't have to go look or anything.
Well, I don't have an answer for you.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Are
bothering the
you
band.
conducting some kind of study? Like, why do you want to know what people's soap? I don't know.
No, these are the questions we ask everyone. We don't ask everyone this question, but really stupid questions. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the vibe. What do we got here?
I got this one because it says biodegradable on it.
Oh yeah,
Myers,
Myers. Okay,
that's a good
one.
classic.
Yeah.
What about in the shower? What kind are you using? Liquid soap, bar soap, a loofah? What are we talking here?
We just go bar.
Go bar.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we but you know, like I said, we were just on tour for like a month, and we're all you know, I'm totally fine with
We'll take what we can get.
you take what you can get. So you get the liquid, you know, the little dispensary one, whatever.
Oh yeah, in the hotel. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
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 And if you're really lucky, the venue will have a shower. Then you know, it's kind of like the show becomes like
But
Christmas.
no soap.
Yeah.
venue shower soap is pretty dicey, I feel like.
I've been trying to stay fit on tour and go for little jogs in between sound check and the show, but you can only do it if there's a shower at the venue. Otherwise, you're like disgusting, and you don't want to hit the stage like stinky and yeah.
I think we
So.
try not to get all those extra chemical stuff, but at a certain point, like I grew up with Dove soap. I guess not to, like drop any brand names or anything, but I just think like your body chemicals get used to whatever chemicals are in there, and it's like you almost have to go through a detox to get rid of like whatever it's doing to you. So I've just stayed with that brand because it's like poisoned me to the point where it actually works.
Yeah,
That's how I feel about it.
you don't want to go through Dove withdrawal.
Yeah, like I could go all natural, but I don't really have the money for that, like to get the really good stuff. So I might as well just go to the stuff that's been indoctrinating me since like the 90s.
Dove indoctrination.
Dove indoctrination, yeah, exactly.
That sounds like the name of a bodega record in the future.
Interview with the Dove.
Okay, this was all leading to the most important question, which I believe Abby came up with when we were on tour, is if I say the word ant soap, do you envision soap for ants or soap made of ants?
I was thinking of like
ants.
Yeah, I was thinking like very miniature.
Okay, so tiny soap for
like you take the ants and you grind their bodies up into a bar.
So we have a split decision here.
Or it could be like your aunt's soap, right?
Yeah, auntie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I hope your aunt uses ant-sized soap made of ants. There you go.
I think there's a lot of good nutrients in them.
Yeah, and then you eat it afterwards. When it gets really small and you can't use it on your body, you just eat it.
Wait, so you said you guys were on tour with the podcast, or do you have a band? Like, what were you on tour for?
No, we tour the pod, dude. We do live shows. We were in LA. We were in New York in the summer and in LA in September.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. We were at Mercury Lounge.
Oh yeah.
In July, did a big
That's
old
where
fun
Bodega-based last show was at Mercury Lounge.
Well, next summer when we come hang out.
I'll come see it.
Yeah, we'll buy you some tomato sandwiches or whatever, or coffee. You know,
it's veganese mayo, tomatoes, avocado, spinach, with nutritional yeast and salt.
There you go.
It's really good.
We've got it on record now.
That's going to be the quote of the show. Is just you listing these things.
That's what I'm doing for Halloween.
And then, Abby, please make a note. We'll find there has to be ant soap.
I think that you're crazy, but it's been noted.
Even if it's a brand that says like ant soap, there has to be. I feel like
you have a better chance of having like cockroach soap.
Roach soap.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's in the green room of your venues.
Exactly.
You know what?
1,000%. Oh my god! Yeah, one of the venues that we played in Glasgow was so gross. You might have said something different.
No. Well, I was going to say, have you guys ever been to the Wonderland?
No.
That is such a.
It's in Hamburg, and it's the world's largest miniature train museum.
Oh,
it's fucking amazing. We've been 3 times. Every time we have to go, but you spend like a whole day going through. And the best thing about it is the sun sets every 15 minutes. So you're like imagine you're looking at like a giant Las Vegas miniature set, and then when the sun sets, all the lights come on. But it's not just trains and cars. They have little people and little. You can look in the windows of the skyscrapers, and
It's very German because they're like, "Ooh, look at here, people are having sex,"
yeah,
I
and
love it.
and
all,
you're like, "Okay."
all the trains run on time. It's amazing. They have an airport
Yeah.
that is like a fully functioning airport, and if you like look really closely at the
Schedule.
yeah, there's a schedule, and it actually follows the schedule, and like the planes take off, and
There's a Millennium Falcon.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that kind of lands as like a Star Wars fan. If you're a Star Wars fan.
I would say anybody listening to this that wants to know about it, look up videos of it on YouTube. The Wonderland. It's one of the most majestic, poetic places I've ever seen. So it's
I'm
incredible.
on board. I would love that weird, just weird niche thing. I feel like that'd be something I'd on like if you're traveling with someone outside of a creative world, you'd be like, let's go to this thing. They'd be like, what? Trains? Like what? And you'd have to convince them how cool it is.
Yeah.
I like that we went from soap to the Wonderland though. That's
Well,
cool.
they might have miniature soap, and I bet they do in the Wonderland
They must
somewhere.
have.
Yeah.
I wonder if they had an
Absolutely.
ant problem. Do
Probably
they have
not.
ants in Germany?
Yeah.
I think
You're
ants live everywhere.
That's That's the rumor. There's no ants in Germany. There's no bugs in Los Angeles. Okay, when's the last time you went to the ATM?
Real or paper mache ATM?
Real, deposited or withdrew money.
Maybe the last time I got rent, maybe I don't know. It's like a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Wow.
We
Okay.
pay in cash, so,
Yeah,
so our landlord can hide their taxes.
Well, I actually think the ATM is kind of becoming obsolete because we're moving more and more, especially in New York, into a cashless society.
Yeah, we kind of consider it antiquated in a way.
Yeah, that's why I asked. It's like, what? I can't even remember the last time I went to an ATM.
And surcharge fees, bastards.
Yeah, goddamn capitalism, bozos.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think it's pretty unethical. Like, for example, the MTA wants you to, they're going to phase out the cards for the subway. But then, so all these people, if you don't have a smartphone, then you can't ride the subway. It's pretty classist, honestly. But
You just gotta jump those turnstiles, bro.
yeah.
I got a ticket when I was there once. I got busted a few times jumping the turnstiles. Got a ticket once.
Yeah.
$75. Yeah, it sucked.
Really?
Yeah.
I never got busted for jumping. I mean, I never got caught. But I did get caught putting both feet on the seats, and I got a $50 ticket for that.
What? That's real?
My friend had one foot on the seat, and she didn't get a ticket. So.
That's why I've heard these stories. I don't think I've ever met someone that actually happened to.
Yeah, it was so ridiculous. I think it was 25, and then I started arguing, and he put it up to 50.
Yeah, that's similar to mine.
It's just, how could you just, it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, like, was the train car empty?
Yeah, I mean, it was late night. It was like 2 a.m. So
and you're just chilling.
I think it was end of the month quota kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a BS move right there.
I can one up you on that one. I have a pretty disgusting one. So me and my friend were on a late night film shoot, and we were coming home. It was like 4:30 in the morning or something, and we both had to pee so bad. We've been holding it for like 45 minutes, and we're on. If you know New York, the First Ave L train stop, and there's like a little nook and cranny off to the side, and we went to pee in the corner. We didn't think anyone would notice or anything. It was pretty gross, but as we were doing it, the metal door that we were peeing on opened, and a cop was in there, and we were peeing on him, literally, like we couldn't stop, and we're like peeing on his like shoes, and he took it really well. He was laughing and thought it was pretty funny. I was like, that went really well for the fact that we were like literally peeing on an officer. So we got like $75 tickets or something like that.
Yeah, it could have been bad. I just imagine you looking him in the eye and being like, it stings if I stop. I can't stop.
It's pretty violent.
Oh my goodness. Okay, no segue here. Do you know who Bridget Fonda is?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite Bridget Fonda film?
I don't know if I can think of any of her films. I'm more familiar with her dad, Peter Fonda, and Henry Fonda. I don't know what are some of her more notable roles.
Notable roles would be Jackie Brown,
Oh yeah,
Singles.
she's the stoner girl, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, she's amazing in that. I'll give that.
Okay, cool. Well, I will say this: we've asked this question for years,
Yeah.
and I believe I'd have to go back and check, but you're the first person to just say, "Yep, yep, we got it."
Well, you're speaking to a cinephile.
I
Just
know.
Yeah.
once.
That was a true test.
We are movie people, although I'm pretty bad with actors and
Actors, yeah.
actresses.
But she's the one that kind of like, I feel like, revealed the foot fetish of Quentin Tarantino.
Oh
in that
yeah,
Mm.
you're right.
Mm.
So she has actually a very interesting history.
But in that film, they're showing her feet, and Robert De Niro's character is like getting annoyed at it. He's like, "Move your fucking feet."
Yeah, but the director loves it.
Yeah, he got to film
Like
it.
the camera loves it. You could just tell. So that's Quentin. That's all Quentin.
That's going to be a question for the next guest. Is do you have a foot fetish? Okay, have you ever been bit by a dog?
Yes.
Yeah, like
You were just
traumatically.
bit by a dog,
I
right?
was just bit by a dog.
For like when
months
you went
ago?
to go get your food.
No, it's a little bastard. I literally just stepped on my neighbor's lawn to say hi, and it came around and bit me in my leg, and it has a history of doing that to women. So
What a sexist
I know.
son of a bitch.
You think you'd be able to just to punt a little dog if it attacked you, but it happened so fast it was really hard.
Little dogs are sneaky.
They're really sneaky, and I actually don't condone violence towards animals, but I just remember thinking, because it's such a tiny little thing, and it just like it didn't break the skin, but it created like this giant bruise up my calf that was like super deep.
We before you got here, we were talking about your cats.
Yeah.
So, more cat people than dog people. Is that safe to assume?
Yeah, but I didn't realize until I got a cat that I was a cat person.
Yeah.
And that was 2020.
Growing
So,
up,
yeah.
Growing up, did either of you have any weird pets? Birds, lizards.
Yeah, I had a bird named Tweeter. Thrilling, I know. Just a classic parakeet. My brother had a snake called Stripey. It like pooped white stuff.
Oh, great. That was my next question is Ben, you have any weird pets growing up?
No, he has a really sad story though.
Uh-oh. Is it going to bum us the fuck out?
I got a dog that I was really into, and
A golden retriever.
Yeah, and it was kind of acting out, and my mom didn't want him anymore. So like a week later, we had to give him back, and so I was heartbroken for a while. But then we got a cat after that.
So. How old were you? 29.
Such a long time. Yeah, I must have been like 6 or something like that.
Man, that's
rough.
Devastating.
It was way worse. You were like, you just like loved this dog, and then one morning you woke up and it was gone, and no one would say what happened.
No, I learned pretty quickly what happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it was on a farm.
Yeah, it's on a farm
where it could run free with all the other doggies.
Oh.
Yeah. That's some trauma buried right there.
Did Ben tell you how we got our cats?
He said they're made out of soap or something? No. How did you get them?
Well, my friend found Tati, the mom, on the street, and she put out an emergency call like September 2020, and I was like, I'm not really doing anything. Like, I'll foster a cat. I don't know what to do, but I'll foster one. And she called it a he at first without checking. And so when I brought him home, I realized immediately there was something up with him because their nipples were very large. And then I realized 2 weeks later, she gave birth to 3 cats in my closet. And it happened when we were recording our second album for Broken Equipment. And it was the first time anyone had stayed in this apartment. Our guitarist was here since the pandemic and like since March of that year, and it's where all her birthing boxes were, so it's like all where she was comfortable. And then of course our guitarist had to sleep right there that night that she decided to give birth, And so we woke up in the middle, like early in the morning, to her screaming her head off in the middle of the kitchen with Zuko, our other cat's head outside of her. And I remember running towards her, and she was like in the middle of the kitchen. If you know cats, that's not where they want to be when they give birth. And then the boys came from either sides of the apartment, and she spooked and ran, and his head was like bouncing against the kitchen floor as she ran and like into the closet, which had like all this detritus and stuff. But I just had to let it give birth after that there for the next like few days.
Wow, that's insane.
And then we had two more. She had two more, and so 3 total. And we had to leave. We had studio time that we couldn't change. And I read everything about cat stuff, and it's like basically you just kind of leave them alone anyways. And we were only gone for a few hours, so we went away and came back, and I was just like looking through the trash at the bottom of our closet, being like, "Is there any other cats besides these 3? Like, I want to make sure." Like, and yeah, and then 2 of them went after they were old enough to went to my barista at the time during that pandemic.
So you're telling you became a cat doula,
Yeah.
and then bailed on it.
Yeah.
You're like, fend for yourself, dickhead.
They said they like quiet and they can pretty much take care of themselves. Like even if something went wrong, I don't think I really would know what to do or how to do it. So I was just thinking like I'm betting that nature is going to run its course, and the bet was correct.
Man, were you guys freaking out? I'd be freaking out.
I don't know. She just seemed to know exactly what to do. It was literally I didn't know what to do, but she did.
Yeah.
So I took comfort in her system.
There's something in here artistically for you guys, like a Bodega Cat album. That's a New York thing.
A lot of bodegas have cats. It's true.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably the cat of the band, though. Just
There's a whiskey called Bodega Cat. That's kind of new.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any knickknacks? I see some stuff in the background. I say knickknacks, but tchotchkes, different. Depending on where you're from, people call them different things. You might call them a statuette. See what I'm doing there?
We have hundreds of tchotchkes, but they're not really in this room. They're more like on our stove or in our living room.
Or on your console?
Boom. On the console. Yeah.
Nailed it. I was trying to think of a parade question, and I couldn't. So
we have a parade story.
Let's hear it. That's what I was just gonna. Hopefully, you had a parade story
about Madrid.
Yeah, just recently we just got off tour, so we're kind of jet lagged and stuff still. But we were in Madrid, probably like 3 weeks ago at this point, and at this one venue called the
Wurlitzer Ballroom.
The Wurlitzer Ballroom. I don't know if you've never been to Madrid. It's like a lot of really small streets that go one way, especially in the center heart of it. And where Wurlitzer Ballroom is, it's like apparently accessible by only one street. And I don't know if you've ever worked in Spain or anything, but they definitely have like a slacker attitude around organization, which is just awesome for a lot of reasons. But it's kind of tough when you're on a schedule on a tour. And we arrived, we're going one way. There's hundreds of people on the street. We're like, what's going on? We have to pass this one street, and we realize a giant parade is happening.
It was a Latin American heritage parade.
It was a Latin American heritage parade where every float that was pulled by semi trucks had like a different Latin American music like act on it. And it was beautiful and it was awesome, but there was like giant barricades, there's police everywhere screaming at us. It was the only way we could access we could not cross the street otherwise. We spent 3 hours driving around Madrid trying to access this one way. We just had to wait till the parade was over and they had to push back doors until like 10 p.m.
You should have just joined the parade.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, we probably should have. We should have just tried to figure out a way to just wait and watch the parade. But it was like,
no, we drove around for 3 hours only to come back to the exact same spot.
And then like they were just moving the barricades and like they're all yelling at us in Spanish. And our Italian tour driver is like, "I'm gonna get arrested if I drive down the street." and we're like, go, go, go. It was like an army operation. Like we were just like sneaking off camps across the street, and like the police are like looking at us like, what's in those? Like,
Oh, I'm so happy you had a parade story.
yeah. That's it, and then the club itself is like 350 people, and it was sold out, and you could only access the back room by going to all 350 people who don't want to move, and you have to be like, I'm in the band, I'm trying to play.
Yeah. Oh man. I just want you guys to tell more stories. I have a couple more questions, but I hope they inspire more amazing stories like that one. What's the best show you've seen at Webster Hall?
Probably where we met.
Of Montreal.
Of Montreal.
That was at Music Hall Flings.
Oh shit, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, how dare you forget your meet cute?
I forgot. Webster Hall's different.
Actually,
I don't think
what year was that?
I've seen a good show at Webster Hall because I haven't really been to many.
I've seen probably 10 or so shows there. It's not known for being the most welcoming place, but I don't know. It's
I only remember going to two Webster Hall shows. One was the time we went to Of Montreal the second time together, and it's literally, we have a song called Webster Hall, and it was about me and my friend Joe fighting afterwards because his fandom ruined my experience. So that's one time at Webster Hall. And then the other time was really a lot, like right when I moved to New York when I was still 19, and I had no friends really or much to do. So I went to a ladies' night, gets in for free dance party. And if you can imagine what that was like at 19 as a girl alone, that wasn't great either.
So. Wait, you went alone to the ladies' night party?
Yeah, because I didn't have any money and I wanted to dance, and I think I was thinking of like clubs in the 90s.
I'm surprised they let you in underage, honestly.
They did not give a fuck.
They would now.
They would now, but probably, I guess. But like, I was just a girl and alone, so they like let me in.
Just a girl in the world.
It wasn't bad, but it just definitely was like a meat market, you know?
Yeah. Gross.
I don't know. You learn these things. I was just trying to have fun, and then I realized, wow, this is not fun. I had to see it for myself.
I'm not going to assume either of your ages, but did you grow up going to any place like that where you grind, where you're grinding?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
We're both in our 30s, so grinding. I remember grinding at our 6th grade dance to like. To the window, to the wall, to the sweatshirt on my walls.
Yeah, I grew up in South Carolina, and I used to go to this place called Banana Joe's that would have like teen night on Sundays, yeah. And you go basically just grind all night. And
but you kind of dance like that, like. Hold on, let's do it. Let's demonstrate it.
Yes, please demonstrate it. We're not gonna take screenshots of it.
Yeah, you got. If you're the front or the bottom or whatever you want to call it, and you're going like this, you got to put the hand up behind the back. This is
yeah,
so
yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
That's like creepy at all.
I love it. It was perfect.
Oh, that's so good.
And the man just stands there like a robot, like this.
I prefer to be the little spoon in the grind. Follow-up question. Do you think right now, like, let's say somewhere in America, there's kids at a teen night grinding or going to?
No, I don't think they are. I think with like COVID and with like phone culture, I think people are terrified to touch each other because they're always in surveillance, and they kind of like also are like, you know, disgusted by.
I don't know. I think you can never stop the teenage partying. It's happening somewhere.
I hope because there is, while it is weird and kind of gross, but there's like a poetic innocence, and just like kids being like, I'm going to the teen night. Abby and I grew up in the same town in Florida, and we had a teen night. We had Roxy teen night, and you're not drinking. You're really there to grind and have fun, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, best case scenario, you make out with someone you're never gonna see again. You know?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be a curmudgeon or anything. It's just as far as I can tell online from TikTok, from kids themselves, they talk about like the indie sleaze movement and or whatever, and they're like, why don't we have that? So that's what I'm assuming. But I do agree, Ben's like there is like a primal
Yeah, but
Yeah.
sense.
not everyone's online though. And not everyone is going to share what they're doing for fun.
I
Yeah.
1000% agree.
I challenge these people who want this to go make it. That's what I would say.
Yeah,
to
but
all,
maybe make it better than it was before because it wasn't exactly like amazing. Like I
no, it was
like one and
gross.
10 times.
It was gross. And,
But it was exciting.
oh goodness gracious, this is fun. Okay, what brand of footwear are you wearing right now?
Going just socks out.
Just socks out. What kind?
Yeah.
What kind of socks?
Yeah, I mean, we don't wear shoes in our bedroom. Come on now.
Okay, well, what brand of shoes will you put on when you head out today?
When I go out for a little run here, I have my Giannis Antetokounmpo
Ooh.
signature Bucks kicks. So,
Ben, are you a basketball fan?
yeah.
Who's your team?
Well, obviously the Bucks.
I'm
I
gonna
just
guess
gave
the
it away.
Bucks.
Yeah.
Well, he said South Carolina. I don't fucking know. Nikki's like, she's like, I'm out. Why the Bucks?
Well, because I grew up in the Midwest, so I kind of have this vague fascination with Midwest sports, but also,
Bobby Portis is your guy. Is your guy?
That's our
yeah,
guy.
yeah. I think it's just
That's my guy.
maybe when I started getting into basketball again, like 4 or 5 years ago, just like Giannis is so likable, and I really like that. Like Drew Holiday's obviously with the Celtics now, but when it was Holiday, Middleton, and Giannis, I just thought that was the most perfect team. Also, weird connection. Coach Bud, who is now obviously he was fired from the Bucks, but I'm good friends with the filmmaker whose mom was dating Coach Bud, so we got like pretty good tickets to Bucks games when they would come through.
Oh man, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nikki, do you follow basketball? You mentioned you like Bobby Portis.
I like it like artistically. Like I love Bobby as like I love his story. He's like when they won in like 2021 or whatever, they were like, oh, I was in my mom's basement in Louisiana and my dream. Like I love that shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Ben buys me Bucks wear because he just likes seeing me wear it. So I'll wear it for Ben.
I do it for my daughter. She I'm like,
Yeah.
here's a bunch of Orlando Magic shit.
It's cute, and I did like watching it during the pandemic. I guess I feel like there's a never ending cycle. Like I'm not a super big sports fan. Like once basketball is over, then it's like, or like once football starts, then it's basketball, and it's just like they just never end. I feel like there's never any peace for me to like catch up if I've like lost some plot.
Well, do you remember one of my favorite things about Giannis is when they lost in the playoffs, I think 2 years ago, and everyone was saying this season was a failure. And he actually gave this really
I know exactly what you're talking about.
beautiful speech about how it's not a failure, it's a learning experience, and you can't. I watch that video like once a month. I find it so inspiring because I mean that happens. I'm sure you guys maybe feel that way about your podcast, or sometimes we go through that in the band where you don't have the best show, and you have to reframe it and say, this wasn't a failure. This is a step on the journey, and we just have to. I don't think you can think of things like that.
At the height of the pandemic, one time I came into this bedroom looking to ask Ben a question, and I caught him crying to a video of Giannis Antetokounmpo.
It was his MVP acceptance speech. That's so amazing.
Crying, tears down his face, and he comes in. I'm like, "Hey Ben," and he turns, and he's just tears on his face. He's like, "Get out of here!"
Look away.
Is it porn? No, it's an inspirational speech.
That's adorable. I'm here for it. You're talking to two basketball fans, but also hopeless romantics about that stuff.
So are you guys Magic or Heat?
Magic baby.
All day.
Orlando Magic, dude.
see a Magic game? Or
Paolo Banchero gonna get you.
50 points.
You should check out a pod called Indie Basketball.
What's that?
Our friend Matt runs it, and he interviews indie bands about basketball. He's just combined his two favorite things.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
And Ben's been playing basketball with indie boys in Brooklyn, so that would be great.
Yeah, and every now and again he'll play, like he'll do video segment because he's in Chicago. So anyone coming through, he'll invite them to play, like shoot hoops, and they'll do a segment and shit like that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. We could talk basketball all day, but I have a very important question that I think I'm betting on Ben here. Do you know what this word is? See if you can see it.
Design, yeah, being there.
Yeah.
Are you a Heidegger guy?
I am a Heidegger guy.
Wow. I love that.
I am a Heidegger guy. I have a Heidegger tattoo on my back. That actually.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Let's see it.
I'd have to take off my shirt. I'm not doing that. I don't want to. I don't want to.
You should have put it on your bicep so you could flex design.
Yeah, I should have. I'll do it too. I'll just get another one.
I actually just reread Being in Time over the summer, like in July. I hadn't actually done. Actually, I never made it all the way through. I'd always kind of stopped at when Division 2 starts, but I redid it, and it was wonderful. It's such a good read.
I just fell in love with like the existentialists in college. It was just I really dug it, and yeah, and doing research and knowing you guys through the band and stuff, I was like, I bet you he knows what this means, and I have it on my back, and everyone's like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, read a book, you uneducated fucktard.
Well, yeah, our second record is called Broken Equipment, which you definitely know if you're a Heidegger person. It comes from Heidegger.
Yeah, dude. You studied philosophy, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get a degree in it?
Yeah, just undergrad.
Oh, okay.
But actually, our bass player, Adam C., he has a PhD in philosophy, and he teaches philosophy. So we're a very philosophical band.
I love it, dude. I love it. All right, a couple more questions. One, do you have either of you have any book recommendations?
Yeah, I have tons of them. Like what are you looking for? What world?
Just give me the recent one you liked.
Well, on tour, this is a good seg, great existentialist book. I bet you've read it too, but I reread it for the first time in 15 years or so. Dan our lead guitar player had brought on tour Notes from the Underground, the Dostoevsky.
Yeah.
That really blew me away. The week before that, there's a connection. The week before that, I had read Nexus. The Sapiens guy has a new book about algorithms and networks, kind of like a pop science book. One thing that really blew me away about Notes from the Underground is there's a section where Dostoevsky's narrator is talking about essentially the 19th century version of AI. And he's saying, imagine basically this machine that would collect so much data, it could predict everyone's behavior. And it's amazing. It's basically in the 19th century conceptualizing what a super algorithm is. And he asks all these fascinating questions about freedom. So basically, I actually asked this recently on tour to an audience. We were in Leeds, and I was like, all right, everybody take a minute and really think about this. If there was a supercomputer that could take away freedom and choice from Homo sapiens for the better sake of our planet and for the peace of our planet, reduce environmental problems, reduce pain and suffering on the planet, but we would have to give up conceptually our freedom and our individuality and just be like cogs in this cosmic machine. Would you give up your freedom? And Dostoevsky kind of asks a similar question, and his protagonist basically says, well, fuck no. Like, even if you could fix my pain, like I want to suffer because I have my pride in my own suffering, which I as an artist feel that, and individuality has meant so much to me, and that is why I'm attracted to the existentialist, because of trying to refine your authentic way of thinking, your authentic way of being in the world. But this question is kind of an amazing one, because human beings are like a poison on the planet. We are the problem. So why? Maybe we should give up our freedom. I don't know. I mean, how would you guys respond to that?
Oh, devils. All right. Let me clear my schedule. Let me clear my schedule for the next conservatively 6 days. And we can dive into, we probably should have dove into this first and skipped all the cat pregnancy questions. Man, that's a heavy step. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd have to really think about it. I don't.
Mhm.
Surface
really
answer
sit
is
down.
no, I wouldn't want to give that up. Because what's the
Yeah.
point of saving the planet if it's just a bunch of cogs in a machine? But then you dig further.
That is the I would say the correct answer. My dumb brain is like, I'm so tired of the burden of ambition, and I just want to. You tell me to dig a ditch and not believe in anything, I'll dig that ditch. I don't give a fuck. There's a part of me though.
What if the algorithm though deems podcasting as unethical?
See you later, guys. I'm out.
I'm
out. This has been
taking up too
fun.
much energy. My book, just really quick, is My Year of Rest and Relaxation. What is it by Odessa or something?
Yeah. Have you guys read that book?
I know the book. I can see the cover in my brain.
Yeah, the cover is
Yeah.
really iconic, actually.
Wait, say it again. I'm putting it in my notes.
My Year of Rest and Relaxation. I would put a warning on it if you're in a depressive state. It might fuck with that. It's not. I wouldn't say it's like incredibly depressing, like the content. It's about this woman who wants to like literally let the algorithms control her. Basically, she wants to check out from the world, and she comes up with this plan to be medicated for the entire year, and she wants to be as unavailable as possible. And like I would say it's darkly funny, and it kind of has some really great commentary on the art industry. I don't want to give too much away because it's not much actually happens in the book, but it's really interesting to be inside her head and what she thinks of like how to dissociate from her life.
It is a wonderful read.
Oh man, I feel like that's the one where I could be like, all right, I'll do this now. Like I'm so easily swayed, you know. If the
You want to take drugs. Like I wanted to start dissociating badly when reading it, and I'm saying like it's powerful. So
yeah. Okay, song. What song of yours should we end the app with?
I would say, yeah, our newest single is called Myrtle Parade. I would recommend that one.
Yeah.
That's why I asked the parade question.
Yeah.
It's a great song, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
That was getting heavy airplay this morning at like 5 a.m. in my kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you up at 5 a.m.?
Oh man, I love getting up early. I get up early. I get to do a lot of stuff in the quiet. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and that's
Okay. Yeah.
pretty chaos. I work a ton. We shoehorn these in because we love it, and yeah, sacrifice. That's what it is. The only problem is I wish the day ended earlier. You know, because like by 3 o'clock, I'm like, I'm fucking done. And then and yet the world still goes.
Yeah.
Guys, this has been so much fun.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Can't thank you enough. Like I said, I love your band. I've it's been on my radar for a while now, and thank you. Well, we need to have you back to talk some more shit about life and stuff.
Yeah, we're not actually great at the regular questions. It just we don't really know how to answer them. But if you want to talk about Daizan, sure.
Well, we don't ask regular questions. Obviously, we ask ant soap.
Yeah.
We don't care about your inspiration, and we don't care about politics. We want to know the dumb, like the dish soap. But yeah, guys, thank you so very much for bothering the band.
Cheers.
Thank you.
from the coast down in Carolinas, a cultural consumer with their MFA. Lynch to place, indicate nostalgia. Sony purchase just a click away. I saw your profile, standing in profile, waiting for the pot at the end of the hallway. Past the hallway, balcony light show, cigarette smoke for the Sabbath below. And you're always out of place at the Myrtle Parade. Forced to party and act out the Myrtle Charade. Myrtle Charade. And I was followed by two men with stickered Macintosh. I've seen the show, it's always the same. Some girls' hands were rubbing over my body. Click to wipe the slate to type her pen name. Race, but I'm always out of place at the Myrtle Parade. I just go through the motions, act out the Myrtle Charade. Myrtle Charade. We've all heard of Myrtle, nobody's met her.
Her stale beer sits at the top of a pillar.
She hides her figure in an XLT.